Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the difference between a good point guard and a great point guard in NBA 2K20. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try just 1 to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. And y'all know the deal. Appreciate the love and support that's been shown on the channel recently. I know with me hitting legend in the last couple of days, my expectations are rising in a lot of your guys' eyes. So I'm just hoping to keep up with that. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoy the content, and we're gonna get straight into this one. So, like I said, the topic of this is the difference between a good point guard and a great point guard on 2K20. You can see my boy Shot's top 5. I call him AK. He's on the offensive threat, 6'1" with sharp takeover. And then we got Cook with a two-way slashing playmaker playing our lock spot. Me at the big man spot with the finisher with the finishing and defense pie chart at 6'9". So again, keep in mind the build that AK has right here at the 1. And then I will say, obviously, me being a finisher, I have the upper hand and the advantage as far as the big man comparison goes. As you can see, their big man is a glass cleaning lockdown, rim sharp build, only SS1. They got the two-way slasher, which is the play lock, I'm pretty positive, at the lock spot. And then for their point guard, they got the offensive threat with sharp takeover as well with legend. Now, like I said, obviously I'm a legend, so in the comparison between the bigs, I win that one as far as like the build advantage. But for their point guard to be a legend offensive threat, there is a lot of, you know, give or take a lot of room for improvement with those badges as far as the playmaking, the sharp shooting, the finishing. The defense doesn't exactly matter that much when it comes to stage 3s. And honestly, you could even take this title topic a whole lot further by talking about like pro-am, like comp pro-am point guards, where there's a lot to be, you know, put together as far as the discrepancy between a good and a great point guard on 2K20 when it comes to the pro-am. But for this one, we're talking about stage. You don't really need to have a whole lot of defense. So with that comes, you got to have good passing vision and great stick skills as far as dribbling goes. And then also great shot timing as well. You know, being able to get your shots up and stuff like that too. You can see these guys are already struggling. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Easy switch right there. I get the clamps bump and they get a horrible shot to go up. Great stop to start the game. So what we're also here to talk about, and not to boast too much because I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything, because I know in a lot of you guys' eyes what I do is not hard. You know, to set screens for my absolute matchup nightmare point guard right there with AK is not the hardest thing in the world to do. I completely understand that. But with all that said, we're here to talk about how your big man is a very key component to whether or not you're a good point guard yourself. So with all that said, they have the rim sharp as their big man. I will say it's a lot easier for any point guard to fit in with a rim sharp on their team. You don't really need the best communication or like, you know, chemistry when it comes to your point guard big man matchup. As long as he's a rim sharp, he can stay out of the way. Your guard can drive whenever he wants pretty much. Whereas with me as an inside big, even though low key, you know, me being the finisher hitting legend, I can low key kind of still shoot on that pick and pop stuff. You're not going to see that displayed in this game, but like I said, a lot of times the big man dictates how easy your point guard can get open. Early on, their big was actually getting open pretty well on these like sides defenses that we came out in, as far as, you know, we're just making it easy for them to get slips up. And if they actually knew their stuff with that, we were going to just let them, essentially. In my opinion, to not give up too many threes early on in the game is super key. Again, you're going to see we're just coming out insides off rip. And when this big man is not going to roll in the right times, it's going to really hurt them. So early on, you're seeing he's just absolutely doing everything he needs to do. He's taking the rolls at the perfect time. And again, no offense to anybody, you know, meant directly. I know this Risk dude is also another YouTuber, so I don't want to put anybody on blast too much. But again, you're just going to see there's a lot of times where the roll is there, or they should have had something as far as the pick and roll goes. Boom, he like lets go of the screen a little too late. Doesn't exactly get the best positioning, and I get the block. So like I said, I kind of want to drive this point forward because it was really on display early in the game. We'll talk a lot more about like the stick skill and the dribbling as we move along with this one. But early on, I just want to talk about how a big can truly dictate how well your point guard can get open. And on top of that, with me being an inside big, you know, if you put a lot of people in my shoes with my build, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for their point guard to try to get open, because a lot of times with the insides, you gotta absolutely know when to roll. You can't just be bailed out by being a nice shooter on the wing who can just stay out of the way in the paint, and your point guard can just go ahead and take it to the hoop anytime he wants. With my build, it's gonna be a lot more of like timing based things. I gotta make sure my point guard is gonna get double teamed, and you can see that on display right there. Beautiful call out as well. I'm gonna go ahead and run that back and let you guys see it full speed. So off rip, I'm seeing the big man's playing high. I like to do a little bit of backseat point guard myself, where I'm just calling out defenses, especially on the back. So you're gonna see, I already knew I was gonna curl this off for a lob so AK can make a nice little pass right here. If I slip it right down the middle, it's gonna be a lot harder for my point guard to make that pass, especially, you know, harder to throw a lob. And when I curl it like this, easy lob opportunity. Your height, it doesn't matter to me. Like at that point, it's all about speed, because I saw the backside being given up. Easy take right there. And buckets are buckets, man. A lot of people don't understand that stuff. When it comes to this gameplay right here, you can see we have 13 points. If we don't miss a single shot and get up at least 1 or 2 threes, we're gonna win every single game. I'm gonna put it like that. If we literally don't have any turnovers, any misses, I rely on our defense to be able to get a couple stops, or at least stop them from getting 3-pointers up. As you can see right there, great defense. And like I said, that's just the difference between a great point guard and a good point guard. A great point guard can get themselves open, but they're only a great point guard as well if their big man allows them to be. You see, that is another key component that I was going to talk about as well with the dribbling. A lot of point guards play with this style. I know a lot of you guys who are watching who are anti-screens, right? You guys are like, oh, all he's doing is going left and right around picks, blah, blah, blah. He's just step back shooting. Well, the thing is, the step back shooting isn't even, I'm gonna make an example right here. So pretty much, the difference between getting a shot up and not right here, a lot of times, even though it wouldn't have been right here, he's wide open, wide open. Like I'm talking, he could have just done whatever he wanted to and he could still get the shot off easy right here. But the difference between getting a shot up and not a lot of these times is a lot of the novices, they'll go ahead and do a little step back right here. Instead, what AK does is it's called a quick stop, right? So you're gonna see what he does where, boom, instantly is able to get the shot off instead of the stupid, you know, hezzy where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do a full step back animation and take 15 seconds to actually shoot the ball. Not literally, but you guys get what I'm saying. Pretty much what I'm getting at is that is the difference between getting a shot up and not a lot of times in this pick and roll game. And while I do run with a lot of elite point guards who can do all that types of stuff, and the quick stop isn't too hard, from my understanding of it, and you know, my inside big man understanding of it, I'm pretty sure you just flick down on the stick and shoot before that you actually carry on with your animation that you would do right here. I think he does it on this one as well. Yep, so again, quick stop. That's the difference between a wide open shot and probably a 15 or 20% contest. And with sharp takeover on, it's probably not the biggest deal, but y'all get what I'm saying. That quick stop is a major part as far as like running as a pick and roll point guard. And really, you know, the dribbling skill gap is, I will say, it's a little bit minimal in this game. You know, people can say what they want about the behind the back, but the skill gap was actually a little bit more evident when the behind the back is in the game. But it's cool. I understand what you guys get at as far as like, oh, like we don't need that nonsense. Anyway, that's about it for the video. This right here is just me taking it on the wing, going in and just hop dunking pretty much for game. But I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this one to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Y'all know the deal. And I do want to kind of finalize my thoughts on this a little bit because I feel like this was a super short video and I didn't get to drive home my point too much. And I also do want to talk about my double rep. Listen, a lot of people have been asking for my double rep method, and I'm gonna go back just to show you guys that it was like lit up. But obviously you can see 4 hours and like 17 minutes, something like that. I want you guys to know I'm not making a video on my double rep method, but I will explain what I do on my wheel spins. So now that I've hit legend, I really don't care to have this double rep. Obviously it's like the worst thing on the wheel that I could get, but I will say literally all I do, and I'll probably try to show a clip if I can where I can like insert something here, but literally all I do is like use the minimum power. I'm talking, I don't spin the wheel at all. I just press A to get on the spot and just let it ride out. I don't spin the power at all. And that's how I get a lot of like the double rep. I've hit bonus, I think 5 times this year off of doing so. I've got 500k VC twice and then 250k once as well. It's just, I mean, bro, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, to carry on with my point of the video, I really want you guys to understand the difference between a great point guard and a good point guard. Obviously, passing vision, getting yourself open, and timing your shots is obviously a much needed thing. Defense in the stage isn't exactly the most important thing. On twos, it's definitely important. Obviously, your defense as a point guard, it's that much more increased, but twos is so weird and stupid, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, to explain what I'm talking about with stage threes, like I was saying, the quick stops are a major thing that you should look into. Like I said, my novice self, as far as if I were to hop on a point guard, doesn't exactly know as far as the quick stops, but I'm pretty sure you just flick down and you shoot it before the animation carries on. And then obviously another thing too is the crab that you saw earlier in the gameplay with AK pulling that shot. And you know what, matter of fact, I'll take you guys to it. So early on in the gameplay, you can see it's 3-2 right here. Defender is over pursuing. What he's gonna do right here, and it was so clean. You can see he hits the size up package, gets barely in front of the defender. It was a very questionable thing to do if you're looking at it from a glance, but obviously he knows what he's doing as well. Size up package with the off ball hand. You can see he's got the defender behind him now, and now he's gonna do another size up package to secure it. Crab pulled off just like that. Now I understand all of that when I see it full speed. Would I be able to do it myself? Probably not. And that's, like I said, what would separate an elite point guard from a good one. Like I could probably have nice little passing vision out here, keep it pretty simple with the dribble moves. I'd probably be able to ISO a little bit as well, because obviously I could just resort to hop dunking pretty often. But to be able to do what AK does is very hard to do. I'm gonna just put it like that. A lot of you guys, you could criticize the whole left, right around screens and stuff like that, but a lot of you wouldn't take a step in his shoes and play with an inside big where you can't resort to any hop dunking or anything like that, and you know, make good nice passes like that, or where I curled it off and he hit me on the lob, stuff like that too. Anyway, I feel like I've driven my point forward now. I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. If you made it to the very end of the video, put Laker in the comments to show your support that's made it all the way through. And me and Nut have a really cool video coming tomorrow, all right? I'm gonna be showing you guys some really unseen stuff when it comes to this 2K20 stuff, bro. And then Kitchen actually, if all goes right, dropped a video on how to make a two-way slashing playmaker, essentially like a play lock, right? And matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys this clip while we're just, you know, talking a little bit. But Kitchen showed a video of how to make a play lock with sharp takeover, and it's actually a really comp build too. Feel free to check that out. If he hasn't uploaded it yet, just stay tuned on his channel. Feel free to check him out as well. But boom, bro, like the finisher, that's a finisher, bro. That's a finisher with 52 3-pointer, and like literally supposed to be one shooting badge, but now I got 11, so I can do stuff like that. Anyway, you can see out of the hot zone right there too. Hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.